systems to boost government efficiency. On the front scene, blast in Kiev as United Kingdom Prime Minister Keir Starmer visits to sign 100-year accord. And on sports, Qatar Bottas suffers another early Grand Slam exit in Australian Open. Hello and welcome to News Express, live on Global Television, coming to you from the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Edikan Michael. I remember that Global TV is on DSTV channel 365, StarTimes channel 276, and free to air on Nicomsat. I'll begin by bringing to you the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, has revoked the land allocations of 568 individuals in Maitama 2, Abuja, for failing to settle their certificate of occupancy bills. This was disclosed by Wike's media head Larry Olayinka. The prominent figures affected by this action include Imo State Governor Hobus Adema, Bayelsa State Governor, FCT Senate Leader Opayemi Bamidele, and Abike Erawa, Chairperson of the Nigerians in Diaspora Commission. And now the National Assembly Joint Committee on Finance has exonerated the Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board of alleged misappropriation of funds in the 2024 budget implementation. The chairman of the committee, Senator Sani Musa, in a statement said that the board was erroneously accused of reckless spending given the documents submitted to the committee by JAMB. Sani said the JAMB registrar had made efforts to explain how the alleged expenditures were made but was overruled by the committee, adding that the committee requested that JAMB present it with details of its budgetary appropriation and spending in 2024 and 2025. And now the Rivers State government has confirmed 5 cases of cholera and 9 associated deaths in an outbreak that has affected 2 local government areas of the state. The affected local government areas are Akoko Toru and Andoni. According to the Commissioner for Health, Dr. Adeze Orey, the confirmed cases were recorded in Akoko Toru, while the 9 associated fatalities were reported across both Akoko Toru and Andoni local government areas. Dr. Orey said that the ministry has activated emergency response team in the affected areas to contain the outbreak and prevent future spread. President Bola Tinubu has extended heartfelt congratulations to 6 accomplished Nigerian scientists and engineers who have been named among the 400 recipients of the prestigious Presidential Early Career Award for Scientists and Engineers in the United States. In a statement released by Special Advisor on Information and Strategy, President Tinubu praised the honorees for their remarkable achievements and for elevating Nigeria's global reputation. The award, established in 1996 by the former United States President Bill Clinton, is the highest honor granted by the U.S. government to outstanding scientists and engineers in the early stages of their careers, and this year's recipients, announced by President Joe Biden, were selected from 14 U.S. government agencies for their groundbreaking contributions to the science, technology, and engineering. President of United Arab Emirates Mohammed bin Zayed has accepted an invitation from President Tinubu to visit Nigeria in 2025. President Tinubu will arrive in Abu Dhabi as a guest of the UAE president to participate in the Sustainability Week, urged his counterpart to collaborate with Nigeria to strengthen its economy. And this was disclosed in a State House release by Tinubu Special Advisor on Information and Strategy, Bayo Onanuga, stating that President Tinubu extended the invitation to Al Nahyan during their bilateral talks at the Emirate Palace. Now, Defense Headquarters has revealed that the recent spike in terrorist activities across the northeast and the northwest regions of Nigeria is due to the influx of foreign fighters serving as reinforcement for the terrorists. I was speaking during the first military briefing of the year, which also served as a farewell address by the outgoing Director of Defense Media Operations, Major General Buba Edward. The military attributed the resurgence to the fighters from the Sahelian region, working in collaboration with local accomplices. Despite these challenges, he assured Nigerians of the military's unwavering commitment to eradicating terrorism, adding that the military, apart from destroying their will to fight, was also applying international pressure. Now to National Assembly as the House of Representatives is considering a bill seeking to alter the 1999 Constitution and how to provide for the determination of all appeals arising from election petition tribunals prior to the swearing-in of the President-elect, Vice President-elect, Governors-elect, and Deputy Governor-elect, among others. The bill, sponsored by the member representing Darazo Ganjowa Federal Constituency, Bauchi State, Masu Oseru, and introduced on the Green Chamber floor in October 2024, may be listed for debates in the first quarter of 2025. The proposed legislation seeks to alter Section 285 of the Constitution with the insertion of subsection 1 to read all appeals arising from the presidential, governorship, national and state assemblies election petition tribunals shall be determined by the appellate court prior to the swearing-in of candidates returned as winners by the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC. Meanwhile, President Tinubu has affirmed his administration's commitment to implementing a climate-smart agricultural practices to bolster the food security and reduce environmental impact. He said this in his address at his ongoing Abu Dhabi Sustainability Week held in the capital city of the United Arab Emirates, noting that such initiative aligns with Nigeria's responsibility to lead a just energy transition and sustainable development in Africa. Around it is 12 minutes, discuss title Climate Imperative into Economic Prosperity, Bridging Africa's Global Energy Future. The President emphasized the need for international cooperation to achieve sustainable development and mitigate the climate change impact. Meanwhile, the Emir of Kano, Mahamudu Sanusi II, has criticized the handling of the economy by President Bola Tinubu's administration, asserting that things are not being done correctly. Sanusi, who spoke in Lagos at the 21st Memorial Lecture of Chief Gani Fayemi, organized by the Nigerian Bar Association Ikeja branch, said that the government lacked persons of pedigree to articulate its policies for Nigerians to understand. He, however, said, unlike in the past when he offered economic advice to the federal government, he would not do the same for Tinubu's administration because the government had not acted like a friend to him. The federal government has hit back at the Emir of Kano, Mahamudu Sanusi II, saying that the esteemed monarch's abs is not needed to validate the reforms of President Bola Tinubu. Information Minister Mohammed Idris, in a statement, expressed disappointment that the Sanusi, who once held the removal of petrol subsidy and the unification of forex rates, now subtly condemned the policies because of a shift in loyalty. Watching the live broadcast of News Express on Global Television, coming to you from the nation's capital, Abuja. When News Express returns, Tanzania dies new outbreak of the World Health Organization's alert. And I shall bring you those details as well as that of business, sports, and foreign stories after this break. Please stay with us. Welcome back and many thanks for still staying with us here live on News Express. And now to business news. The Central Bank of Nigeria has unveiled two digital innovations, the Document Flow System and the Ministry's Department and Agency's Naira Payment Solution. The unveiling was at an event held at its headquarters in Abuja. This is contained in a statement describing the projects as part of a digital-first transformation initiative launched by the Apex Bank Governor Olayemi Kadoso in December 2023. Kadoso, in his remarks, stressed the significance of the Doc Flow system in overhauling document management process within the bank. The federal government has taken a significant step towards enhancing agricultural intervention by developing a comprehensive farmers registrar through the partnership between the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security and the National Identity Management Commission. This initiative aims to establish a verifiable database of genuine farmers across Nigeria. In a statement, the Minister of Agriculture and Food Security, Senator Bobakar Kyari, explained that the first phase of the project will register 2 million farmers within the next 3 months. And subsequently, the registration will expand to include 6 million farmers in the second phase. Now, the federal government has proposed a 30 to 60% increase in telecom tariffs to sustain the critical telecommunications sector while ensuring affordability for Nigerians. The Minister of Communications and Digital Economy, Dr. Bosun Tijani, who disclosed this in an interview, stated that a recommendation from independent consultants, including the telecom sectors, had been received. Rejecting demands by operators for a 100% hike, Dr. Tijani explained that the government was considering a more moderate increase to strike a balance between affordability for consumers and the sustainability and continued growth of the sector. And away from that, Asian markets extended a global rally after below forecast U.S. inflation provided a much needed shot of relief to investors and now revives hope for the interest cuts this year. Strong earnings from the Wall Street banking titans and the ceasefire deal between Israel and Hamas added to the optimistic mood of the trading floors. However, there remains a certain amount of caution ahead of Donald Trump's returning to the White House next week, having promised to ramp up tariffs on imports and slash taxes and regulations that many fear could reignite inflation, as data have shown core consumer prices rising less than expected in December, and it helped spur a surge in the New York listed stocks led by the tech giants including Nvidia, Amazon, and Google parent Alphabet. And also before CNA News, the Tanzanian government has denied reports about the World Health Organization of a suspected new outbreak of the virus in the northwestern Kagera region, and are insisting that all tested samples returned negative results. World Health Organization had on Tuesday raised an alert stating that 9 suspected cases has been reported in Kagera over the past 5 days, with 8 fatalities. However, Tanzania's Health Minister, Jenista Magama, dismissed the claim, assuring both the public and international health bodies that no new outbreak had been detected in the country. Germany's Lufthansa airline group will resume flights to Tel Aviv next month. The announcement is coming a day after Israel and Hamas announced a Gaza ceasefire and all-stage prisoner exchange agreement. The company in the statement said the flights to and fro the Tel Aviv will resume from February 1st, adding that the suspension of flights to the Tehran and Beirut will remain in place until at least February 14 and 28 respectively. The Lufthansa Group owns carriers include the Swiss, Australian Airlines, and Aerowings has repeatedly modified its schedule in the recent months due to the cause of the conflict in the Middle East, which has other headlines. And our British Prime Minister Keir Starmer arrived in Kyiv on an unannounced visit to sign a 100-year accord and share up support for Ukraine before Donald Trump's return to the White House. A report says a loud blast and air raid sirens rang out the Kyiv hours after the Starmer's arrival, as air defense systems in the central Kyiv repelled a Russian drone attack. It is Starmer's first visit to Kyiv since taking office last July, and comes as Ukrainian President Zelensky holds a flurry of meetings with his country allies before Trump's return next week. And down in the street said in a statement that the Prime Minister was due to sign a landmark of 100-year partnership to deepen security ties between the UK and Ukraine amid Zelensky. From that, Indian Bollywood star Saif Khan underwent surgery after he was reportedly stabbed in an apparent burglary had his home in Mumbai. His public relations team said there was an attempted burglary at Mr. Khan's residence, urging fans to be patient. The 54-year-old Khan, who appeared in more than 70 movies and television series, is married to top star Kareena, who told local media that Saif had an injury on his arm for which he is in hospital. Now, after news of ceasefire agreement sparked mass rejoicing in Gaza, residents woke up to columns of smoke, rubble, and more death following the new Israeli airstrikes. The latest strike comes after Qatar and the United States announced a fragile ceasefire deal that should take effect on Sunday. Now, Mahmoud Bazal, spokesman for Gaza Civil Defense Agency, said that at least 73 people had been killed in Israeli airstrikes since the announcement on Wednesday. Now moving to sport news, Arsenal goalkeeper David Raya believes his title chasing side can catch Liverpool after closing the gap on the Premier League leaders. Mikel Arteta's second-place side moved within the 4 points of Liverpool thanks to their staring fight back in Wednesday's 2-1 win against the arch-rivals Tottenham. Trailing to Son early opener, the Gunners drew level through Dominic Zulinski's own goal before Leandro Trossard fired the winner on the stroke on the halftime. And in the world of tennis, still on sport, British #1 Katia hopes of making a deep run at the major for the first time were handed by Russia's Veronika at the Australian Open. Bolter, seeded 22nd, lost 7-6, 6-2 in the second round to the former world #9 at the Mulberry Park, making the 15th Grand Slam appearance of his career. 28-year-old Bolter has never gone past the third round, and as she served below par, has hit too many unforced errors as now ranks on the 5th, showing our pedigree. Thanasi Kogineka said the doctor advised him not to play before his and Nick Australian Open men's doubles return was cut short by the injury. The 22-year champions nicknamed the special case were 7-5, 3-2 down in the first round against the fellow Australian James Duckworth. And when they retired, Kev said that he can't see himself playing singles again at the park after he was knocked out in the first round of the Jacobs Fian League. And now to wrap up the News Express, let's look at our top stories. The Rivers State government has confirmed 5 cases of cholera and 9 associated deaths in an outbreak that has affected 2 local government areas of the state. Defense headquarters has revealed that the recent spike in the terrorist activities across the northeast and the northwest regions of Nigeria is due to the influx of foreign fighters serving as reinforcement for the terrorists. And in the world of business, we told you that the Central Bank of Nigeria has unveiled 2 digital innovations, the document flow system and the Ministry's Department and Agency's Naira Payment Solution. And on the forum, we brought to you that British Prime Minister Keir Starmer arrived to Kyiv on an unannounced visit to sign a 100-year accord ensure of support for Ukraine before Donald Trump's return to the White House. And that's our package on Global TV News Express. A quick reminder that Global TV is on DSTV channel 365, start time summer 276, and free to air at NICAMSAT. You can follow us on the social media platform at Global TV NG. On behalf of the entire production team, we say thank you for joining us on News Express. My name is Adikat Michael. See you again.